into turn number 3. Coming to the line. Who's going to get it done? Green flag, we're racing.
Get your foot in. He got it. He's got it. He's got it.
Get there. No.
Canlis is going to win.
Wow.
Hello and welcome to the Core Summer Series presented by SimWrapMarket.com for the Richmar Florist Kern County 141. Hello everybody, welcome to FTF GG's coverage of the Core Summer Series. I am Caleb Hoffman, and I'm the only one in here tonight because Blake McCandless is MIA, but yeah, we'll see where if he shows up. But we're in for a banger. It's a Wednesday night, and it's a Core Classic. You know what that means? 2 heats and 2 features from Kevin Harvick's Kern County Raceway. We don't have cams for you, but if you did, I wore a Kevin Harvick shirt for you to be in the mood for tonight. But we got races going on. Oh, I guess we are going. Okay, hello. Okay, here you go. Kevin Harvick shirt. There you go. Just for you. I wasn't expecting for you to cut to me, but all right. Yeah, it is a hot day here in, I think this track's in California somewhere, but track temp's 135 degrees, super hot, and Heat 1 is going to have 7 drivers duking it out. We'll go through your starting lineup quickly, presented by FTF.GG. Row number 1 going to be drive-through, starting next to Justin Champagne. 2 of the very best this series has to offer. In third, Jonathan Cadell. Starting next to him in the 46 will be Robert Dorman. Row number 3, you'll have Fly Guy starting on the inside of Garrett Smithley in the Richmar Florist Racing Machine. And rounding out your field here tonight, going to be Cisco Scaramuza. In 7th, half a mile here at Kern County. Kevin Harvick's Kern County, I guess we should say. But it's really just this week and then next week, and then we're all done for the summer series. It's crazy how fast that it's wrapped up here, but 4 races left to go for points. And this guy starting on the outside of row number 1, hoping to expand his points lead. And Justin Champagne, he's had a great regular season here and is looking to flex some more muscle here tonight by doing well in the heats. 18 laps here from Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway. It's going to be DT and Justin Champagne leading us to the zone. Green flag in the Core Summer Series from Kern. You can see Garrett Smithley was peeking up to the outside, didn't go anywhere with it. We go down into turn number 3 for the first time. DT with the advantage on the inside, but Justin Champagne, a little bit of contact between your 2 leaders as they cross the stripe. Going down into turn 1 again, DT with the advantage. Cadell looking down to the inside as DT tries to clear Champagne. I think you can consider that a slide job. Champagne in that second lane, though, loses a little bit of ground to it, though, and that opens the door for Cadell, who might even try to go for the lead here. He's to the inside of DT going down into turn number 1. Back to the throttle for both of them. The 69 stepping out. Champagne following them. They're going to be 3 wide for the lead down the backstretch. Champagne, though, going to think better of it. We'll be side by side again as here comes Garrett Smithley into the picture. Lap number 4, Steel Horse still down to the inside. There has not been a leader able to get clear so far. I mean, DT for maybe half a lap, but nothing really besides that. Garrett Smithley trying to peek his nose into this. He might actually have something for it. Oh, one car heavy into the wall. It looked like, it was Justin Champagne. Try to get back going as our leaders still side by side. Looks like a little bit of contact between Robert Dorman and Justin Champagne. But we stay green, obviously, because it is a heat. Here comes Garrett Smithley to the inside of Steel Horse for that second position. Oh, tries the slide job. He's not clear. Steel Horse almost up into the wall. Smithley has to get out of the throttle, and that's going to let DT pull away even more as you see Champagne. I don't know if he's doing burnouts. No, just trying to get on to pit road. Going to be a challenge all night long. We'll talk about that as we get into the features, though, as we are just a third through this race. Smithley tags the wall just a little bit off 2, a little bit behind your leader. Here comes Cadell to the inside of that number 43. Can't quite get clear of him, Garrett Smithley. Oh, and he cooks it going into turn number 1. He opens up that inside. Here comes Steel Horse. He'll be able to get clear for that second position with the inside advantage, trying to give room to the lap car of Justin Champagne. Cadell and Smithley duking it out here for second. Smithley throws the crossover and gets underneath of the number 69 of Cadell. Down the backstretch they go. Still side by side, even with one another. Beating and banging again. The 43 gets loose down on the inside as they cross the stripe. That time advantage goes to Steel Horse on lap 10. And all this happening while DT continues just pulling away. That gap up to 0.8 of a second for the lead. Second spot still under battle. There's Justin Champagne a little further back. You saw him and Fly Guy. We've been paying attention to the second place battle, but they've been having a heck of a battle back here as well between Cisco and Robert Dorman. Oh, as Smithley almost goes around. He will. He's going to turn Steel Horse into the inside wall. He hit that wall a ton. But Smithley's going to lose, I think, second as well to Dorman and Cisco, who are still side by side, 3 wide. Look at this pack all together. Fly Guy in this group as well. Oh, and now Dorman's in the outside wall hard. Smithley doesn't want to get out of the throttle. He'll make it 3 wide down to the inside. Going through the middle is that number 43. Cisco trying to get clear of Garrett Smithley. He will. Lap 13. Oh, Smithley sends it down to the inside. A little bit of contact. That's going to stack him up, and around goes Fly Guy off the nose of Robert Dorman. Justin Champagne involved as well. And just like that, I mean, the entire field has basically detonated, and everybody's going to be running on their own now for the last few laps of this thing. DT with a 2.2 second lead over Cisco. Garrett Smithley trying to reel in that number 85. Everybody's in the wall. Dorman just killed it. Cadell 1 lap down, is trying to do laps on the apron, looks like, between going on pit road for repairs. And after a very chaotic first half of heat number 1, it looks like things are going to calm down a bit, as here comes drive-through. See Cisco crossing the line right there as well. Be 3 to go for your leader as he gets off turn number 2. Cisco and Garrett Smithley, watching Garrett Smithley try to reel in Cisco. I mean, that gap's down to about half a second. 2 laps to go from Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway. There's your leader, DT. You can see that battle behind as Garrett Smithley continues reeling in Cisco. It's plateaued at about half a second and stayed there. Garrett's going to have to do something big, I think, on this final lap for DT as he crosses the stripe. Here comes Cisco and Garrett for the final lap in heat number 1. Down the backstretch for the final time. Through turns 3 and 4, make this 3 consecutive weeks for DT. Drive-through gets a heat 1 win. Cisco second, Garrett Smithley third, and Robert Dorman will cross the line 4th. Justin Champagne comes across the stripe in the 5th spot, and Cadell and Fly Guy on pit road will not finish this one. But DT, it's been a real strong couple of weeks for him, flexing some muscle with these heat formats. But that'll be heat number 1, and will get re-racked and stacked for the second. We'll let everybody get in here and ready to go for your second heat again. I mean, you saw heat number 1. There was lots of side-by-side action and expecting more of the same here in heat number 2. Can't wait for the mains to come up as well with, should have 12 cars or 13 cars tonight, rather. Go ahead and bring in one drive-through here. Hey, DT.
Hey.
I'm gonna take a minute to talk to you a little bit earlier here. How is the car feeling? I know everybody kind of imploded behind you, but it seemed pretty fun up there.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm glad, I get to talk to you guys after another heat race. I came very close to dying a couple times on the start there, especially with Champagne and Canal all over me. But there was a lot of carnage that whole heat. I'm happy to be ahead of it. Luck of the draw, getting on pole again.
Real fast, we'll take you through the starting grid again, presented by FTF.GG. Case Kallenbach and Gabe Wood on row number 1. Row number 2 made up of Cody Hicken and Herman Reese. And then all nice and even, Justin Malillo and Wes Graham make up row number 3 for heat number 2. Just 6 cars tonight in heat number 2. Again, the 2 mains coming up right after this. But 18 laps around Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway. And Case Kallenbach and Gabe Wood, that should make a fun start here.
Yeah, I think Case's reaction to him getting drawn pole was, oh no, I don't want to be here.
Well, we'll see how that goes. Pace truck going to pull off pit road, unlike Slinger a few weeks ago. But into the restart zone. Case Kallenbach, Gabe Wood lead us to the green flag in heat number 2. Gabe with a really good launch. Actually, I think Case just got a bad start there. Cody trying to make evasive maneuvers to not get into the back bumper of the 084.
Oh, Cody's really loose. He's on the apron. He saved it. That could have been really bad.
Slow racing machine will get it recollected and cross the stripe here for lap number 1. Good thing he didn't go off like we saw from Justin Champagne in race number 1. He'll stay loosely connected to this group.
Yeah, he actually didn't lose a whole lot of time.
Through 3 and 4. Case looking to the outside. I don't know if that was a coordinated attack, but it was for a minute. He's trying to stick with this 04 of Gabe Wood. Actually got a really good center of the corner there, but he's going to be loose off big time.
So sideways. Oh, no.
My goodness. He cadelled it.
84K into the fence on the backstretch. Front bumper gone. And now Gabe Wood has a bit of a gap to the rest of the field.
And this is similar to what we saw in heat number 1. It's kind of just if you survive the carnage that goes on from second back, you can just have a smooth race and win this thing. So Gabe Wood probably hoping for what you did there in heat number 1.
As far as the tracks we've gone to this season, it's really on edge getting around the corners here, and it's actually a whole lot of fun to wheel. But if you push it a little bit too hard and overstep those boundaries, as we've seen in both the previous heat and this one, it can be pretty disastrous.
And Herman Reese trying to make up the ground to the lead. Justin Malillo is getting close to the back bumper, that 40 here. Gabe Woods expanded this to about an 8/10 advantage from second, and it's only going to get worse if Justin Malillo gets here to Herman Reese and they start side-by-side battling.
Gabe Wood set some pretty fast laps in practice. I think it's going to be really difficult for any of these guys to catch him, especially if they're start working each other. I can see Justin Malillo peeking to the inside of Herman Reese a little bit. Wes backing up entries. Hopefully we'll see these guys battle here soon.
And haven't had a chance to really talk about this track much other than it being half a mile in length, but it's got a good bull ring feel to it. 14 degrees of bacon in the corner. And like you said, really on edge, and we've seen that so far today. Oh, Herman Reese and Justin Malillo both up into the wall. Might even open up the door for Wes Graham. He looks down to the inside of the Justin Malillo machine.
Oh, contact.
They make a little bit of contact. Side by side, this is for the 3rd position. Malillo trying to go a little higher than what we've seen so far tonight. Garrett Smithley tried that out a little bit in heat number 1. Oh, Justin almost just took out Wes Graham. I don't know how they didn't wreck.
He was a foot away from right rearing Wes Graham into the backstretch wall. He got so loose on exit. Oh my goodness.
And a lot of this track being on edge probably not helped by the fact, again, that it's 135 degrees Fahrenheit down on the racetrack right now.
Yeah, we are in a desert currently. Oh, Justin is sliding it on the entry to 3.
For all of our metric users out there, that is 57 degrees Celsius, so scorching.
57? Oh my god. Okay, that is really hot.
Yeah, I realized that nobody outside of the States would understand what I was saying, but look at Wes Graham here.
Yeah. Wes taking a look, but the cool thing about this track, and with how on edge you are through the corners, is if someone's got a nose to the inside, you can kind of run up the banking a little bit and get a good corner exit and defend your position on the top, which is pretty fun, especially when you get going like like I was with Champagne at the start of the previous heat.
On board with Wes Graham at the moment. You saw the VR headset. I wonder how immersive that feels here at Kern Raceway. I wonder if he gets motion sick at all in that thing, because I know just watching this, how fast guys are turning laps, it would get to me after a while, at the very least.
He's a professional. He races, I'm pretty sure, exclusively in VR now, and streams too. It's really cool to see his view.
Yeah, Wes Graham, one of our core regulars here. Thankful for him showing up every week and having a fun time being a part of this core field. He's trying to get to the outside of Herman Reese right now, but again, Reese is doing such a good job at defending that 2nd spot. Look at Justin Malillo saw on the wheel, trying to get to the back bumper of Wes Graham. Look at the smile. Hey, Justin, I know you see us. He's having a good time. He's actually getting to the inside of Wes Graham. Oh, we have a different Justin Malillo cam. Hold on. Oh, this is like we're watching him. His view. Yeah, you can see up the top. He's actually currently almost getting into Wes Graham, so good time to cut to him. Be on board with him. He's to the inside for the 3rd spot.
Oh, he's loose. Sliding through the corners. He's really diving it in on those entries to get under Wes, but I think his right rear is not happy with the way he's been whipping that 53 machine, and it's starting to fight back on these exits. He's running out of chances to make this move.
And through 3 and 4 for the final time. Gabe Wood, you can see him right there, takes the white flag, and it's going to be one more lap around for Wes Graham and Justin Malillo to try to take this 2nd spot away from Herman Reese. Down the backstretch they go. Going to be smooth sailing for Gabe Wood. Justin Malillo's going to try. Oh, my Lord.
Oh, he's in the fence. Oh, can he hold on to that spot, or is Cody going to get it? No, Malillo holds on to 4th.
Gabe Wood takes the dub in heat number 2. Herman Reese 2nd, Wes Graham in the 3rd spot. Justin Malillo, Cody Hicken, and Case Kallenbach is your field. And it's time to get ready for our heats. DT, thanks for taking a pretty long moment to speak with us here, but congratulations on the Heat 1 win, and we'll see you back in the mains. That is DT, who just ended up calling the race with me there, so that was a lot of fun. Thanks, DT, for that. But we'll step aside after both of our heats. DT and Gabe Wood, your winners, and we'll get ready for our mains coming up right after this on FTF.GG. Welcome back to Kevin Harvick's Kern Raceway for the first of two features here tonight for the Core Summer Series presented by SimRap Market. And we just had two very entertaining heat races. I'm excited to see what 13 dudes on this 0.5 mile speedway will have in store for us. But it's going to be an interesting front row with your two heat winners, obviously, in DT and Gabe Wood together. But again, we talked to DT a little bit, and we saw he was talking about how just on edge these race cars were, and you know, you don't really expect that with the street stocks, but when you take them to a racetrack like this at Kern Raceway with the banking, again, they step out so easily, and it really makes side-by-side racing challenging, but not impossible. And we saw that mostly in heat number one. I feel like we had lots of side-by-side action back and forth. Real fast, we will take a moment to thank some of our sponsors for supporting the Summer Series in FTF.GG, Messer Media, Gabe Wood, who I don't know if you guys know this, but happened to pay for this, Richmar Florist, who again is so generously hopped on to be presenting sponsors for the rest of the races this season, and SimRapMarket.com for presenting the Summer Series as a whole and for all the support they give to Core year in and year out. Some of the best partners in the business, and again, appreciate all of their support to make Core happen every Wednesday night for everybody that comes out. But I mean, again, after those heats, we have this feature, which is going to be 35 laps. So double the length of our first and second heats. And I gotta wonder, we saw Justin Malilla with a little bit of tire wear there at the end of heat number 2. I wonder if we'll see that throughout the field. But we will take a moment to go through the starting grid presented by FTFGG, as well as the Messer Media Pole Award, which proudly sponsors the Core Summer Series Pole. The Mustard Media Pole Award is presented to the driver who starts first in each race. And the honor today is given to DT in heat number 1. We'll take you through the grid real fast. DT and Gabe Wood, obviously, in row number 1. We have Cisco Scaramuza and Herman Reese. Row number 2, Garrett Smithley and Wes Graham in row number 3. Robert Dorman and Justin Malillo in row number 4. Justin Champagne and Cody Hicken make up row number 5. And then rounding out your field, Steel Horse in 11th, Case Kallenbach 12th, and Fly Guy rounds out your field, starting shotgun in 13th. 35 laps here. And again, gonna be a fun one. Oh, I see Garrett in chat. How you doing? We'll see if he's able to climb up through the field. Pace truck pulls off in through turns 3 and 4 for the final time before we get this thing going. Core Summer Series is green from Kern Raceway. DT and Gabe Wood, a pretty even start here. Look at him start to fan out a little in the back. 3 wide. Justin Champagne's trying to make something work on the bottom. Garrett Smithley going down there as well. Got to be super careful here, guys. Gabe Wood makes contact with DT a little further up. Absolute pandemonium with 13 cars on this racetrack right now. Side by side, pretty much everywhere. Wes Graham looks like he's going to get cycled out as Justin Malillo gets down to the inside of him. Herman Reese is in the wall. That's going to stack us up even more. Robert Dorman's going to get sideways. He drifts through turns 3 and 4 and saves it somehow. I don't know how that just happened, but we stay green. Meanwhile, we are side by side for the lead with Gabe Wood down to the inside of drive-through. DT's getting close to that outside wall. DT gets on the quarter panel and Gabe Wood moves him up the racetrack. He's trying to get down underneath the 04 machine. Gabe Wood cuts him off. DT, very generous there not to really just drive through him, pun intended. But while they've been battling right here, look at Garrett Smithley, who's worked his way up from starting 5th, now into 3rd, could be into 2nd here shortly. They complete lap number 4. A little bit of action behind. Looks like Justin Malillo might have gotten sideways. He's still drifting it around. Robert Dorman down to his inside. They make contact for the 10th position, and Dorman's going to go around off the nose of Case Kallenbach. And that's going to bring out your first caution of the day. Case Kallenbach and Robert Dorman get together. And I might need to see a replay on that, but I think that's just a common instance of, we'll see Dorman here. Yeah, that's the contact that we were looking at with Justin Malillo. He tags the wall, and after that, everybody really starts to get stacked up. You can see Dorman here to the inside of Malillo, who's been running so loose all day long, and then they make a little bit of contact. And that opens the door for Case, who just sticks his nose there, and either Dorman just doesn't know he's there, or not sure, just a quick little miscommunication. But Ben decrees that it's time for a caution. No, that's unfair. Don't do that to him, but yeah, I mean,
okay, Caleb.
Wow, all right.
Wow,
go back to your booth control. As you can see, we have a perfect criticism-free method here in Core. But no, shout out to Ben for race control every week and some of the best in the business. But either way, that puts us under our first caution of the night. And we will be choosing this time. So pit lane will be your choose cone. Inside, on pit lane will be the inside, and if you go to the outside wall, it'll be the outside. Pretty typical. We'll get the copyrighted Ben choosing this time choose. You can see we got 4 cars that'll start down on the inside. It'll be Gabe Wood and drive-through on your front row. Garrett Smithley and Cisco Scaramuza, Herman Reese, and Justin Champagne, row number 3. Gonna be a fun restart here. Already almost a third of the way through this race from Kern Raceway. Getting into the restart zone here. Green flag, Gabe Wood stacks up that inside line a little bit. Justin Champagne peeks out of line. He'll get to the inside of Garrett Smithley going into turn number 1. Down the backstretch here on lap 10. Garrett Smithley slots in front of the 85. Justin Champagne peeking down to the inside, trying to get there on Garrett Smithley, but can't quite. They'll cross the stripe, give the lead to DT that time. Gabe Wood washes up the racetrack just a little bit. On board now with Garrett Smithley, who has a front row seat to all this unfolding right in front of him. You can see Garrett Smithley, I think, wants the inside to bump both of these guys out of his way to take the lead for himself. Would be a masterful move if he could pull it off. Gabe Wood again washing up. I think that's going to be where Garrett Smithley can attack. He looks just a little tight on entry. Not able to put those left side tires down on the white paint. As we complete lap number 12, drive through again. We talked with him in heat number 2 about how he was able to defend his line on the outside. A little bit of contact further behind Robert Dorman. Oh, Gabe Wood washed up big time that time. Makes contact with drive through. Not enough to put that 77 away, though. And Garrett Smithley just sitting here happily. I think he'll take this any day of the week. He can pounce really whenever he wants to, but you can't wait too long to make your move if you're going to make it, because Justin Champagne, you know, wants a piece of it as well. Cross the stripe, give the advantage that time to Gabe Wood as they complete lap number 14. Oh, Wood and drive-through making contact. Pulling even down the backstretch and now into turn 3. DT going to get back on that throttle just a little bit sooner. Should be able to pull alongside the Gabe Wood machine. Going back into turn number 1. Garrett Smithley is all over the back bumper of Gabe Wood. To the inside of drive-through at this point. Here comes Justin Champagne. He's going to peek to the bottom of Garrett Smithley. Smithley doesn't want to give that spot up. And actually does a fantastic job of not letting Champagne get down there. He has to get out of the throttle, and Garrett Smithley now side by side with drive-through as Gabe Wood pulls clear to the lead. Yeah, DT has no paint left to trade. That's about right. If you've seen the side of that thing hasn't been repainted since race number 1 at Charlotte. Accrued a fair bit of damage so far this year. Smithley still side by side with DT, and this is what we've seen in the heats. Oh, Smithley hits the apron. He's going to get sideways. That's going to open up the door for Justin Champagne. DT pulls clear of the number 43. Here comes Justin Champagne for 3rd. "17 laps to go from Kern County Raceway. Drive-through has hold of 2nd. Champagne and Garrett Smithley battling for this 3rd spot. Oh, Smithley tags the wall big time. He'll lose a lot of mo, and Garrett Smithley gonna move back to 4th. Justin Champagne there to capitalize as they were side by side. Now I think Champagne just hoping DT and Gabe Wood get alongside each other for the lead. Pretty sizable hit there for Garrett Smithley. Hope that didn't knock anything out from underneath that race car. 14 laps to go from Kern County. Side by side a little further back for the fifth spot is Steel Horse. Jonathan Cadell gets side by side with Cisco. Wes Graham here trying to capitalize on this as well. They move Cisco out of the groove. Things starting to heat up all around the racetrack. Look at the battle for second picking up. Justin Champagne getting down to the inside of drive-through. Again, it's just so hard to fully complete a pass here. You get stuck side by side for so long and can allow this leader to pull away. But both of these guys still in striking distance. 12 laps to go from Kern. Champagne sends it in. Gonna sacrifice a lot of exit speed, and that's not good when your guy you're dueling here is on that outside and gets momentum, getting back on the throttle because of the banking sooner. They still hold side-by-side formation. Champagne drifting up the racetrack a little bit. We'll go on board with Garrett Smithley. It feels like Smithley has had some of the best views of the night to all of our battles thus far. And remember, Garrett Smithley last week at Kansas ended up sweeping both of our races, trying to do the same thing tonight, but with now 9 laps to go, he's running out of time. Look at this view. Gabe Wood on the deck lid of this race car, looking at Justin Champagne, who finally knocks drive-through up out of the way. And that's got to be a fearsome sight for Gabe Wood, who has Justin Champagne and Garrett Smithley, who were both involved in the photo finish at Kansas last week, both of whom are your points leaders. Garrett Smithley about clear a drive-through here as well, and both of them trying to hunt this 04 down for the lead. Champagne sends it in on entry. Got to be careful, because Garrett Smithley on that inside will take it from you, and you know he will. 7 laps to go from Kern. Garrett Smithley and DT making pretty significant contact. DT slams the wall on the backstretch. That'll let Garrett Smithley pull clear finally, as here comes Jonathan Cadell to take the 4th spot away, as DT's just getting cycled through on that outside. 6 laps to go. Champagne's got the battle for the lead brewing. Oh, Garrett Smithley in the wall hard. I think he had DT on the back bumper. Opens the door now for Cadell, who's to that inside quarter panel of Smithley. 5 laps to go from Kern, and Justin Champagne's all over Gabe Wood for the lead up ahead of him as well. Things starting to pick up. You see Cadell and drive-through a little further back side by side. That battle going on behind Justin Champagne, who is trying to chase Gabe Wood down for the win. And this win would mean so much to Gabe Wood, who had his personal career best of 2nd earlier this year. And a win would mean so much to somebody who shows up every week. But Justin Champagne hoping to play heartbreaker. He gets alongside the 04. 3 laps to go from Kern. Side by side down the backstretch. Gabe Wood trying to hold strong there on the inside. We have not seen a pass come from that outside lane all night long. Can Justin Champagne be the first to do it? 2 laps to go. Champagne going down into turn 1, trying to clear himself off the nose of Gabe Wood. Gabe Wood sends it down to the inside. He's sideways. That's going to let Champagne get clear. Through 3 and 4 for the penultimate time. After leading all race, it'll be Justin Champagne to lead him to the white flag. Gabe Wood has 1 more lap to try to chase down his first win in the Coors Summer Series. Will he send it in 3 and 4 down the backstretch? Champagne with the lead. Wood will try it. He can't get there. Justin Champagne will win race 1 of the Richmar Florist Kern County 141. And it's an absolute heartbreaker for Gabe Wood, who comes just 2 laps short of winning his first career core race. And Justin Champagne, after not winning last week, finally gets back in victory lane. What a way to end the first race there. Again, we have another one coming right up after this. We'll go through your finishing results here in race number 1. Justin Champagne comes home with the win, and Gabe Wood in second. Again, just a heartbreaking result there for him. Garrett Smithley in third, and Drive-Thru holds on for a 4th place spot. Look at the margin between DT and Jonathan Cadell. Wow, 1/1000th of a second there. Wes Graham in 6th, Cisco Scaramuza 7th, Cody Hick in 8th, Robert Dorman 9th, Justin Malillo in the 10th spot. Herman Reese holds on for an 11th, Case Cullenbach in 12th, and Fly Guy finishes in 13th, 2 laps down. We'll take another quick break. We'll be back for race number 2 and get a talk with your winner right after these messages. You're watching FTF.GG. Welcome back to FTF.GG's coverage of the Core Summer Series presented by SimWrap Market. Currently, we are watching drivers do laps in the infield on the dirt section of the racetrack. I don't know what's going on, how this is legal, as there's an official right there. Watch out. Especially off the nose of Case Cullenbach. We know bad things happen when you get in front of that thing. It was actually fairly entertaining. We will, however, Well, actually, I don't see him. There he is. I want to take a quick second here to talk to our race 1 winner. If I can get him here. Justin Champagne, this is Caleb Hoffman in the core booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got a copy.
I mean, absolute heartbreaker there for Gabe Wood, but it doesn't seem like you've cared all season long. You keep racking up the wins. Tell us how it was that entire race, watching you battle up through the pack to take the win there in race number 1.
Yeah, that race was a learning session for me. I was really bad in practice, and I was scared I was going to struggle and lose a lot of points for the points lead. But I was just learning from everybody in front of me, and I guess I was able to manage my tires. I don't know, but I was just finding anything on the racetrack that I had an advantage on, and I just went for it.
And I mean, it really seems like you and Garrett Smithley seem to be the championship favorites at this point, with now only 3 races left. You gained a little bit on him there, but I mean, have you guys, now finally learned really the ins and outs of each other's driving styles and just how to really fight each other for this championship?
Yeah, I think last week at Kansas, for the both of us, I think we gained respect for each other. We kept it clean. It's a lot more fun when you keep it clean. I'm talking to myself when I say that. I know I run into a lot of people. Even me and Gabe Wood, we had a convo the other week. We just hashed things out. So it's a lot more fun, driving respectful. And I race with these guys all the time in this league, so I don't want anybody to hate me. So it feels good to just race hard, and it's a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, I mean, we'll let you go here shortly and get ready for race number 2, but I mean, yeah, it finally feels like you've clicked everything into place here, and you're truly one of the championship favorites. So it's been fun to watch all season long, and hopefully you can close this thing out, and hopefully we'll be talking to you after Rockingham next week. But got another race in the meantime we'll let you go get ready for, so thanks for taking the time to speak with us, and congratulations on that race number 1 win.
Thank you, man. Have a good one.
That is Justin Champagne. We don't really get the pleasure of talking to very, very often, but thankful that he's here. And again, one of our core regulars that shows up every week, and especially up at the front, makes things fun. Again, it felt like he turned heel a little earlier this year, but I'm actually really glad that oh my God, Justin Champagne. Oh, no, it's not even Justin Champagne. Other Justin Malillo. He's doing end over end flips in turn number 3. Hold on. Are you okay? What?
Define, am I okay?
Just, I mean, physically after that, I don't.
Oh,
what
physically
happened?
I'm fine.
I don't know if you got a direct drive wheel or anything, but no, that looked violent from our end. But hey, talk to us a little bit, Justin. I mean, had a solid result. We were watching you make moves up there at the front. Have you figured out the street stocks here at Kern?
Well, I came right from a next gen at Watkins Glen race just before this, so the cars do not drive very similarly at all. Like it's like night and day. So I'm still trying to learn, and I learned very quickly in that last one that the rear tires, they'll give up on you. So it's going to be a little bit more of a learning curve here with a longer race. So we'll see what we can do, and hopefully we can be there at the end and put up a fight.
Well, I wish we could talk to you a little more, but got just about a minute till race time. And there are more cars flipping in turn. Oh my goodness, Justin Malillo has just taken out Robert Dorman. We'll let you get back to that, Justin, but thanks for talking to us real fast. Hopefully we talk to you at the end of race number 2.
I hope so too. See y'all later.
Justin Malillo there. And yeah, again, I have just about a minute until race time. I don't know. I mean, the core field really comes up with different ways to just die at each track. That really is nothing short of impressive at this point. I don't know how you get a car to do end over end barrel rolls in turn 3 at a 1.5 mile, 14-degree banked racetrack, but we figured it out. So either way, gonna get ready to go here. Your feature is going to be 70 laps, which, if you're paying attention at home, is double from what we had in race number 1. So again, saw that tire wear came into play at the end of race number 1. You got to think for this one that's double the length, it's going to be exponentially even more important. So we'll see if there's an advantage. You know, maybe could be tire strategy at play. You never know if we get some caution sprinkled in here. But relatively a calm race number 1. We had one caution thrown in there, but either way, time to get things going for the final race of the night with a 70-lap feature. Let everybody get gridded here before we give you the starting grid presented by FTF.GG, and we'll talk again about the Messer Media Pole Award, which is presented to the pole sitter in both race 1 and race number 2. If you're new here to Core, what we do is we'll take the finishing results from the first race that we just had, and everybody gets inverted. So Fly Guy finished 13th. Now he's your Messer Media Pole Award winner. He'll start alongside Case Kallenbach in row number 1 as they'll lead us to the green flag. Herman Reese and Justin Malillo will make up row number 2. Malillo, false start there. Looks like, I don't know what we're doing. Don't pay attention to that. Robert Dorman will start alongside Cody Hicken. I think Case Kallenbach's taking an EOL. Looks like Fly Guy is as well. So our starting grid's going to be completely wrong, but we'll just truck on through it like we have been. Cisco Scaramuza and Wes Graham in row number 4. Your top 10 completed by Jonathan Cadell in 9th, drive-through in 10th. Your final 3 cars, Garrett Smithley, Gabe Wood, and Justin Champagne, obviously, who won race number 1 there. So bear with us there as changing conditions give us a new front row. Herman Reese and Justin Malillo will pace this field to the green flag. I also wanted to mention that Messer Media was the official photographer of the Madhouse, Bowman Gray Stadium. And again, I want to thank our following sponsors, FTF.GG, Messer Media, Gabe Wood, who might have paid for this, Richmar Florist, which, I mean, they paid for it too. There you go, Garrett. And SimRapMarket.com for being proud sponsors of the Core Summer Series. But we're ready to get things going here. Wanted to thank everybody who's tuned in live on FTF.GG as well for watching the Core Summer Series along with us. Gonna be the best race of the night coming right up. Herman Reese, Justin Malillo as the pace truck pulls off, gets on to pit lane. As we'll take the green flag, Herman Reese leads the field. Here comes already Cisco Scaramuza. Oh, he's gonna wreck Justin Malillo. Malillo's gonna go around in front of the field, and we're off already with some fireworks. Caution is out. We don't even make one turn. Justin Malillo comes to a rest at the apron in turn number 2. I think it was Cisco Scaramuza. We might have to get a word with him on what happened there. I'm not sure if he just sent it in a little too hard there on entry as the field is trying to get caught up to the pace car here. Definitely going to need a replay, though, because I don't want to assign blame. Looks like Cadell takes it 3 wide, and Cisco gets stacked up here. Oh, he just kills him. He just kills him. Yeah, you gotta have a discussion after this with Cisco. What happened?
Justin didn't know we were 3, and then it was too late. Oh, shit.
Oh, no, don't say that. Oh. Live on FTF.GG.
Well, I almost slammed. Yeah, I almost slammed into the attenuator. So, yeah. I apologize for my language. Apologize for my outburst.
Yeah, that'll be a fine of how many points was it back in the day? It was like $50,000 and 20 drivers points.
Actions
something like that.
Detrimental to stock car auto racing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. No, we were 3 because I got it. I'm on auto clutch because I don't know how to yield toe and all that. So Cadell knows how to actually shift these cars. So he got a run right on the start and went, ooh, free real estate. And yeah, we were 3. Justin did not know we were 3, and I was sort of like, well, this stinks.
And I'm glad to see you off pit road. We're taking another look at it live on the broadcast right now. I mean, yeah, I see Cadell takes it 3. And then, yeah, I mean, it's just a collection.
Yeah, could I have been a little bit lower there? I mean, Caleb, you got the camera up there. I honestly don't know what I could have done there because I don't drive enough, so.
No, I mean, it's fair. From my expertise here, I did say that you just straight up murdered Justin Malillo, but I understand the circumstances here, so I think there's a little more grievance to be had, but I think we're okay. Just don't do it again, or else we're gonna have a stern talking to live on FTF.gg.
I'm gonna get taken to the big red truck, or the big purple truck.
Yeah, the core hauler will be calling you after the race. But
all right,
hey,
well, I already got one
penalty.
Yeah, I already got one penalty, so may as well just keep it coming.
Well, I'm sure we'll talk to you again at some point, Cisco, but good luck in the rest of this thing if we don't.
All right. Good luck, Caleb. I know you're all alone up there.
Yeah, I know. I actually, you just wreck out and come do this thing with me.
You don't have to drag me back down there if you don't want to. That's up to Zach
we could just do ESPN in-race reporter style.
All right, Zach said it's whatever, so... I already swore on air, so it can't get much worse.
Yeah, that is true. Hold on, Zach, let's go on board with Cisco here. Cisco, I just want you to narrate your lap for us, okay?
Yeah, I can do that.
I'm sure this won't turn out quick or badly or anything. Restart, yeah. Cisco, go.
All right, so green flag's in the air. We're here at Kern County Raceway. I'm Jonathan Delaney, driver of the number 3 Coca-Cola car for Team Dillon Esports. We're here at Kern County Raceway. Coming down the back stretch. This track's kind of weird with the undulation because it's such a steep banking. So you would think that running the second line would actually be better, but it's not because these cars are slow enough that you actually want to run all the way down to the bottom. That being said, I just got on the brakes a little bit too much and Case just got into the back of me a little bit there, not expecting me to check up, mainly because I don't know what I'm doing. But we're trying to figure it out as we head back to turn 3. You can see sort of 2 lines developing. The problem is, being up here on the top side, you're going to destroy your right front. You might have seen that happen to DT in race number 1, where he had speed and then he got stuck up here and there was nothing he could do. And that means we're also going to try and slot in behind Fly Guy here. So, can I take a breath now, Caleb?
Yeah, I can start talking. This week's FTF.gg Scrabble word of the week, undulation. The action of moving up and down. Presented by Cisco in the booth here.
How many Scrabble points is that?
Is
it's
there
got
a
U in there.
I mean, yeah, here, hold on. Let's look up undulation Scrabble points. See what we got. There's obviously stuff happening on the racetrack. Undulation would be worth 12 points without any bonuses. So means
you were better with, what was your word last week?
Coagulate.
Coagulate. I think that was 16, if I remember correctly. So yeah, no, Fly Guy.
Oh man.
And that's the problem is it's so tempting to go down to that apron, Caleb, because you're like, oh, I could cut it. We're going so slow. And then you do that and the car goes, yeah, about that.
Cisco, I just got a message from Drew telling you to say no swearing on TV.
Yeah,
so
well.
make sure that we keep that. I'm gonna go drag you down so you can talk to your friends. But
all right.
Have fun. We'll talk to you.
Yeah, we'll see it.
I don't want to take away from his race too much. He is trying to compete for a win out here. But lap 13, we're gonna get back. I know we've had a crazy restart here. The running order shifted around quite a bit while we were doing that. Run you through the top 5 real fast. Jonathan Cadell has the lead. Garrett Smithley is trying to chase him down in that 2nd position. Herman Reese in 3rd, drive through 4th. Justin Champagne has worked his way up into the top 5. He runs 5th, excuse me. Wow. 6th is Gabe Wood, Wes Graham in 7th, Robert Dorman in 8th. And your first side-by-side battle is going to be between Fly Guy and Cody Hicken, right on the cusp of the top 10. That is your current top 10, 15 laps through race number 2 at Kern County Raceway. You heard Cisco there talking about not wanting to run that outside to burn the tires up. And again, that's going to be extra important with the added distance on this race. 70 laps. You're going to have to consider the tire wear and Garrett Smithley up here at the front, I think, would be using that top side otherwise. Herman Reese, strong race for him. I mean, I know the finishing result didn't reflect it in race number 1 with an 11th place, but he has been running up front so far at Kern as we got a car doing, he's drifting. Looked like it's Justin Malillo just up the road from your leaders. Look at that thing. He's stepping out big time. That cannot be good for the tires. As you see the leaders happening behind him, I wonder if he'll get a warning of some sort from Ben Easterday. Running pretty smooth and calm. We had that wreck in the first corner, and since then, we've been running pretty well around the pack. Lots of room being given and nobody really forcing the issue, but that's a luxury that you have when this race is so much longer than every other one that we've had tonight. Lap traffic here for your leaders. Jonathan Cadell gets to the inside of Malillo. Actually, no, he's going to fall in line behind, and now as Justin starts doing his patented drift, that'll let the field get around him here. We'll get out of the throttle. Opens up the door for Justin Champagne to make it 3 wide underneath drive-through. That was a very aggressive move and could have wound up badly. In the midst of that, though, drive-through is able to get around Reese for the 3rd position. Champagne alongside Reese, side by side. Reese slams the wall big time. That might have broken the car. Champagne down to the inside. Gets past Reese. And Reese did not look like he was handling well there. Looks like whatever the issue was has gotten resolved, at least for the most part. But he'll give up that 4th spot, run in line behind Champagne. Garrett Smithley gets really loose off the front bumper of the drive-through machine as they make considerable contact up the road. Reese, Gabe Wood, Wes Graham. Fun battle unfolding here for the 5th through 7th positions. Starting to pick up just a little bit here. Lap 23 from Kern County. Gabe Wood looking down to the inside on Reese. He'll try the slide job, but can't get clear of the 40. And Reese will pull alongside of him. A little further ahead, drive-through is going down to the inside, side by side with Garrett Smithley. Champagne again was thinking about that 3 wide, but didn't want to take it this early on. Could be something that he stashes for later in this race. Smithley trying to hold strong on this outside. And I think he's just trying to get back down to the inside lane. Doesn't want to get caught up here like DT did in race number 1. Champagne, though, not going to give him that luxury. Down to the inside is the 38 as they come off side by side off 4. Down into 1 here. Lap 26, still in side by side formation, even with each other. Champagne now with the advantage. Smithley going to see his chance and will drop in line behind Justin Champagne. Gonna open the door, though, for Gabe Wood, and just like that, Smithley again stuck on this outside. Gotta be careful not to pop that wall. Almost reminds me of Dover a little bit, how if you're running that outside, the wall will really just come out and grab you out of nowhere. Gotta be super careful, side by side still, Wood with the advantage. Coming a lap, Justin Malillo once again. Gotta be careful here, Justin. Running that outside. Still drifting around the track. Quickly as they run your top 5, Cadell, drive-through Champagne, Gabe Wood, and Garrett Smithley. All of which have been around the front all night long as Justin almost spun it there. Got to the outside wall, and we stay green. Champagne now trying to take the 2nd spot away from drive-through. can't hold that inside lane. We'll see if he sends it again on entry into turn number 1 this time by. Don't think he has the real estate. I'll actually back off a little bit. Coming to complete lap 31, Cadell, your leader. Justin Champagne again peeking to the inside. He's going to have a shot. Champagne down to the inside of drive-through, still trying to take this second spot away. It's been a battle for about the last 10 laps or so. Can't do it there, and actually going to open the door for Gabe Wood, who's able to slip in underneath the 38. Oh, Champagne makes contact with the back bumper of drive-through. Going to push him up the racetrack. Champagne gets out of the throttle. Gabe Wood's able to slip by for third. .37 laps to go from Kern. Cadell, drive-through, and Gabe Wood, your top 3. Wood was able to get by Champagne there, and Champagne will have to recollect himself a little bit. Actually reeling in drive-through just a little bit. Coming across the stripe. Will be 35 laps to go. Take a moment to introduce Ryan Vargas to the broadcast. Ryan, how are you doing on this fine Wednesday night?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. It's great to be here in the core booth, making my return to the core booth. It's been since the All-Star race, I think it was, but this is one of my home tracks, Kern County Raceway. And it's in the street stocks, which is one of my all-time favorites. Hate I'm not in the field tonight. Had a little bit of a conflict with another league, but we're toughing it out. This is my drop week.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ryan, I mean, we were talking to some of the drivers, you know, between the heats and between the races of just how on edge really these cars drive here at Kern. Is there a specific, do you think it's just, you know, a temperature thing, or is it something about how the street stocks interact with this racetrack?
Well, the biggest thing here is, and this is a place that I've actually had the pleasure of racing in real life, it is a progressively banked track, although the groove is primarily on the bottom, so you are dealing with the difference in those seams with the banking. Now, the track is obviously very hot, weather is jacked all the way up, because that is what Davin loves to do, and that's something that you're going to have to fight in these race cars. These cars are very rear-end happy, they're heavy, they're bulky, they're underpowered, so keeping the rear end underneath you and making sure that the tires are happy is very much key.
Trying to use some of that weight to his advantage. DT almost got to the back bumper, but look at this. Gabe Wood side by side with DT for the second position, trying to get underneath them, but DT, using some of that progressive banking, will get back to the throttle, take that second spot back away. Gabe Wood still to that inside as DT on this outside. Might be time to burn some of the tires up as he's side by side with Cadell for the lead going into turn number 3.
Yeah, if he pitches Cadell hard on the inside here, he could get to the outside and be able to roll the top, but I know with these street stocks, it's so heavy, you just are fighting for that grip on the inside lane, but he's going to force it in there on the top side there, even into turn number 2.
Side by side, even down the back straightaways, drive-through, and Jonathan Cadell. And Ryan, we saw at the end of race number 1 that Justin Champagne was able to get around Gabe Wood on the outside. That's the first time, and so far the only time we've seen that. Is the bottom the preferred lane to really pass around this racetrack, or, you know, do you think there is some viability up on that high side?
There's absolutely viability in the top side. I mean, the inside lane is obviously the preferred groove, but this track is very large. Yes, it is a half mile, but it feels like it's a mile. You know, you could send it into the corner real hard. There's a lot of racetrack to work with, albeit you're only able to use really 2.5, 3 lanes. But if you're stuck on the inside like Cadell is, as you see, drive-thru's going to get a really good drive off the corner. He gets loose, and Gabe Wood's going to send it 3 wide.
Look at this move, 3 wide for the lead going down into turn number 3. Cadell has to get out of the throttle to give Gabe Wood down on the inside. They're side by side as Gabe Wood will fall behind Jonathan Cadell here as DT tries to send it again on entry. They'll make contact off at turn number 2. Got to be careful here, though. Many more moves like that, and guess who's going to be right back in this thing as Justin Champagne crawls back, still in fourth, but couldn't pounce for third here.
That actually helped Jonathan Cadell, Gabe Wood driving on the inside, because Gabe choked up that inside lane so much, and Cadell had to wash up into DT. I would almost suggest that Cadell try and wash up a little bit higher, run, you know, about a half a lane higher, keep that momentum up, because that's obviously what's helping DT. But now, as you see, Gabe Wood, he's going to force his way to the inside, wash him up the track just a little bit. But Justin Champagne, who's been one of the strongest guys all season long, I don't know how he's doing it. He's just been up front consistently, but you know what? He's there, and he's in fourth.
And I mean, we were talking to him after the first race about, you know, this is really the first season. It feels like everything's clicked into place, and he's truly the championship favorite. Just picked up his third win, trying to go for 4 here, but still 25 laps to go, and 3 cars separate him from that lead. Gabe Wood makes contact with drive-through, trying to take this second spot away. Still, DT rear end stepping out. Actually gave him a little bit of a run down the backstretch. Champagne was peeking down to the inside, opts not to take it, as Gabe Wood's almost clear for this second spot. Oh, contact a little further behind.
Champagne got really aggressive right there, but DT's fighting to the inside of Gabe Wood. They're going to door bang off the turn number 2. DT's sideways. Champagne's going to jump to the top side and get even with him off of turn number 2.
That's going to allow drive-thru's actually going to try to clear Champagne. Not going to happen, though, as Champagne's got the mow. Cross the stripe, give the third spot to Champagne. DT will fall back to fourth, but he is really sending it in on entry, and it's killing his exit speed. I think that's actually going to allow Champagne to get clear of him. Down the backstretch, 22 laps to go. Intensity starting to pick up here from Kern County.
Yeah, it is definitely that top side momentum working to Champagne's benefit there. He's actually able to get right to the rear bumper of Gabe Wood. You see, he's also keeping his car wider on that entry, and that's really helping him get that entry that he needs. You see Gabe Wood, he's kind of falling into the trap of trying to show a nose down a straightaway. It's really easy to do that, but Champagne, he's actually not doing that. He's keeping that car just ever so slightly wider on that entry, and that's what's helping him get that cut to the center.
Last time by, Gabe Wood was the fastest car on the racetrack. Champagne a close second, Cadell in third. So Gabe Wood is faster, and now he will peek down to the inside for the lead. Here comes Gabe Wood. He was so close. Oh, he's going to make contact with Cadell. They're going to get sideways, but save it. Now here comes Champagne, and just like race number 1, Justin Champagne trying to get Gabe Wood and take him out of contention. 19 laps to go. Wood smacks the outside wall as he's under attack for that second spot.
And Gabe Wood and Champagne, they have had beef in the past. They've had run-ins. They've been aggressive. They're not afraid to get elbows out. You see them. They're going to be really, really tight into turn number 1 here, but Gabe Wood's going to send it in hard on the top side.
While we were focusing on this, it looks like a little further back, we just had a huge crash with Garrett Smithley that will take him out of contention in the outside wall of turns number 3 and 4. There was no caution for it, though. And we'll stay green with 18 laps to go with a heck of a battle for the win unfolding. Looks like drive-thru just tagged the wall a little bit further behind. He'll forfeit the 5th and 6th spot to Dorman and Fly Guy, as we're still all over each other up here for the lead. Cadell, Champagne, and Gabe Wood under a blanket for this race win. Coming at 16 laps to go. Champagne uses the bumper to try to move Cadell up the racetrack, but it actually works out perfect, as now he blocks the momentum from Gabe Wood going down into 1.
Yeah, this is really, really tough for Champagne here. He needs to make this move very fast. He's getting a really good run to the rear bumper of Cadell, but Cadell can't. I mean, there's nothing really he can do here other than ride this here. As they're 3 wide for the top spot, Gabe Wood's going to try and put it in the 3rd lane. He's not going to be successful, and that's going to move Champagne solidly into 2nd.
Got to be careful not to cook that right front as well. You don't want to take yourself out, burn your stuff up with 15 laps to go. So Gabe Wood falling back here might be opting to try to save his stuff a little bit to make another push at the race win here shortly. He saw how it worked for Justin Champagne in race number 1 and could be the benefactor this time.
Yeah, Champagne, he's going to get a really good exit here. This is a line that you see really commonly in the late models here at Kern County Raceway. He runs that high lane and arcs it to the bottom, cuts to the inside. Now he's going to show a nose on Cadell.
Side by side, Cadell up on the outside. Gets that run on Champagne. They're even going down into turn number 1 and down the backstretch. Champagne will try to slide up, make contact with Cadell. Hasn't worked yet, though. Champagne sending it really hard in on entry on the inside. He peeks a nose ahead. They make contact, a little bit of a door slam across the stripe, going back down into one, and I think last time by, Champagne actually gained a little ground.
You know Cadell really wants this win. He's not afraid to get his elbows out to fight for this win. He's going to roll that top side while Champagne continues to door slam. But don't be surprised to see Cadell try and get aggressive here. And if you're Gabe Wood or Wes, he's in fourth. He's catching these leaders. If these guys get together and tangle like they're about to right there, this is not over.
Down the backstretch. Oh, Cadell had to get out of the throttle to not put it in the wall. That's going to give the advantage to Champagne now. Can he get clear? Can he slide up in front of the 69 for the first time? Yes, he does. Champagne takes the lead. 10 laps to go.
Cadell's going to cut back to the inside. He's going to send it in on Champagne. He's going to door bang him through turns 1 and 2. They're side by side down the back straightaway. Cadell fighting for a core victory here at Kern County Raceway.
Champagne hoping to play Heartbreaker 2 races in a row. Cadell gets sideways down there on the inside. Champagne fully now with the advantage is now Cadell's under attack for the second spot from Gabe Wood. He'll try to slide up in front of him, but Cadell going to use that outside lane to stay right there on the side of the 04. But this happening while Justin Champagne tries to pull away from second.
And you see how hard Gabe Wood is driving it into the corner there. He's diving it so deep, trying to hope to do a little bit of a slide job, because being pinched on the inside like this is hurting his speed immensely. He is bleeding time to Justin Champagne. Justin Champagne is just pulling away from these guys while they're stuck side by side.
Coming through 3 and 4, Cadell the last time was 2/10 slower than Justin Champagne. You cannot afford to be losing that amount of lap time with this little time left in the race. Wood still side by side for second, and Cadell's just begging him to go somewhere so he can try to chase down Champagne. He's gonna get clear. But Gabe Wood down into 3 and 4. Yeah, can't do it.
Man, and Wes is gonna jump to the outside of Gabe here. Wes having a fantastic run here tonight. He has a lot of momentum on that top side. And that car, it's clean. You see the nose on Gabe Wood's car is completely dented in. Cadell's been banging off the wall. Champagne's been hitting everybody. I mean, Wes, don't count him out just yet. And especially with Cadell being within a car length of Champagne here, if he's able to continue getting a good drive off the corner here, he could be able to march an attack here.
Another variable that we have to consider here. Will they catch Garrett Smithley, who is lap traffic at this point ahead? They are gaining on him quickly. He should just be off right. You can see him. Oh,
we got a yellow.
What happened? I think Fly Guy went around. A late race caution is going to change everything here in race number 2. What happened to bring out the yellow?
Oh, man. This is going to change the whole complexity of this race. We're going to get a replay here. It looks like he's racing with the 46 of Robert Dorman. Both of them having a pretty solid night tonight. Dorman gets sideways, he gets into him, and then he just spins around. That had to be a yellow there. There was a car in the middle of the racetrack, but tough situation there.
Yeah, and
Champagne pits.
Oh, interesting call here. And the tires we mentioned at the top of the race could come into play here. We have a few coming down the pit lane. Looks like Justin Champagne will be among them. Gabe Wood, drive through Wes Graham. Cisco here as well. Cody Hicken, Herman Reese. So pretty much your entire field, except for Cadell and Robert Dorman, are going to come down the pit lane. I assume Cadell just not comfortable giving up the track position. But again, like you said, yeah, it changes the entire complexion of this race.
Yeah, I like this call by Cadell here. Well, is he going to pit? Oh, don't pit!
It might be choosing. They might be choosing. This is what we use for the choose cone.
Okay.
They are not choosing.
They're not choosing.
We were just informed they're not choosing. Why did you do that? No. Oh, I would have stayed out. No.
Somebody that did stay out though is Robert Dorman. We have not talked about him much here in race number 2. But now he was going to lead the field to green, and he's going to have to hold off the likes of Justin Champagne, Wes Graham, Gabe Wood, who have all shown immense speed so far.
I'm going to give a shout to old Dorman here, though. He was running 5th at the time of that yellow, so this isn't unearned here. He's had the track position tonight, so you know, if he can get a half decent launch, he can hold his own. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold on for the win, but oh man, it's going to be tight.
And I mean, trying to figure out here, we should be taking the choose shortly, but your top 5 should be some variation of Robert Dorman with the lead, Champagne in second, Wes Graham third. You can see Cadell there on the pit lane, still on the pit lane, taking some more tires there. But Gabe Wood fourth, Fly Guy has worked his way into the top 5. You can see Cadell trying to beat the pace truck off.
Here's the thing. If you're Robert Dorman and you get yourself a nice restart here and you see the guys behind you, I mean, let's just think about this. Wes, say if he gets into Champagne or Gabe gets into these guys and they all start bunching up, you stayed out here and you're looking like the smartest guy on earth right now because you just decided to pick up some track position. I don't hate this decision. I don't. It's a green light checkered. Why not?
Race control comes over and says we will be choosing next time by. So not this time by, but one more lap around Kern County, and then we will choose for what could be the final restart. Did want to shine some light. You can see we have a developing situation on pit road between Cisco and Justin, our 2 in-race reporters. Not quite, but Justin is parked really funny down in the pit lane. So hasn't been the race that either of them wanted. A little bit of a commentator's curse there for you as they run 12th and 13th at the very end of the field. But Fargus, my question to you here is, do you think if you were in Robert Dorman's position, we're going to find out here shortly, but would you take that outside or are you taking the inside?
And I mean, the tire deficit is going to be so insanely hard to overcome, right? So he's going to choose the outside here. I like it. I think he's in a better spot here because he can try and pinch off Champagne. Now, we know Champagne's one to lay a fender to somebody, right? So I don't know if there's a guy that you want to pinch that is, you know, Justin Champagne, but I don't hate the decision. And I think Champagne is going to race Dorman honest. He's and when I say he lays defenders, people, he's not dirty. He doesn't do nothing wrong. He's just aggressive. And that's why, you know, a lot of people get a little frustrated. But you know what? You need that chaotic energy like a Justin Champagne.
Robert Dorman and Justin Champagne are going to lead the field to green. Garrett Smithley completed the sweep last week. Does Justin Champagne have the same thing in him here from Kern County? Pace truck pulls off. Time for overtime in core. A little bit of beating and banging before we take the green flag. Robert Dorman leads the field. Champagne stacks him up on the inside. Wes Graham going to take it 3 wide. Here comes Champagne. Shoots through the middle. Wes Graham and Dorman are side by side. Here comes Gabe Wood. Does he make it 3 wide behind him?
Wes Graham's going to try and send it really deep into the corner here. He's not going to get the shot, but he's going to get a good drive off the corner. If he shows a nose here, he has a chance. There he goes.
Into turn 1 for the final time. Wes Graham to the inside of Champagne. Down the backstretch for the final time. Gabe Wood peeking down to the inside. They're going to go through 3 and 4. Huge shin from the 88. They're going to be side by side off the corner. I think, though, it's going to be Justin Champagne with the sweep. Both races go to Justin Champagne in the 38 as he'll expand his championship lead.
What a win.
What a night for the 38.
What a brawl right there. That was such what a battle by Wes right there. He had every opportunity to send it on in there and take Champagne out or shove him up the track, but he did it. He raced him aggressively. They banged fenders a little bit, but at the end of the day, they both were able to exit turn number 4 straight. That is a classic short track race right there. Excellent job by both Wes and Justin Champagne.
Well-deserved burnouts there on the front stretch for Justin Champagne, who came into tonight with a 25-point gap on Garrett Smithley and does a great job to expand that lead. We can take you quickly through your race results here. As you see Champagne doing the Polish victory lap. Here from Kern County, your unofficial results. Justin Champagne, second win of the night, gets the sweep done. Wes Graham in second. Gabe Wood, a strong night for him with a second and a third place finish tonight. Cadell comes home fourth. Drive-through fifth. Garrett Smithley in the 6th spot. Fly Guy 7th. Case Cullenbach 8th. Robert Dorman, after leading the field to the green on that last restart, barely holds on for a top 10. Cody Hicken rounds out our top 10. Herman Reese in 11th, Cisco Scaramuza 21 laps down, and Justin Malillo will round out your field 24 laps down. So those are your unofficial results here from race number 2. And now, again, for the second time today, up to talk to our winner. He's still doing burnouts, so we'll let him have a second here. But Vargas, I mean, what a win there. We'll go down to you with our race winner in Justin Champagne.
Justin Champagne, Ryan Vargas in the booth here. What a battle, sweeping the night tonight. What do you have to say? How did you feel in that battle there? Wes had a lot of opportunity to wipe up into you, but man, you held on.
What up, buddy? Yeah, I held on. Shout out to Wes Graham. He could have wrecked me. He could have moved me out the way. He could have been dirty, but he kept it clean. On that restart, I actually missed a shift, or it didn't shift to like 4th, and I was like, oh no, I'm gonna choke, and then we all bottled up in turn 1 and 2. But yeah, Wes Graham, he raced me very, very clean and respectful, so I'm gonna remember that for sure.
Well, obviously, this is going to extend your points lead heading into some of the final races here. How do you feel kind of heading into this? Is there a little bit of confidence? Are you feeling like you got this pretty much locked up, or are you still kind of being a little bit reserved here?
This is the best I felt in core since I started back in 2020. I always wanted a championship, whether it's a summer league or a season. I don't really care. I just want to be on top at the end of the schedule. So I'm confident, man. I got 4 wins. I think my lowest finish was 6. So hey, I'm excited, man. I want to get this championship. It's gonna mean a lot.
Absolutely. Anybody you got to thank before we send you on your way?
Thank you guys for this league, of course. I'll never go away from it. I love it. It's a lot of fun. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to my family, my fans, and everybody. So thank you guys for making this happen.
Absolutely. Justin Champagne, your winner, and extending the points lead here tonight at Kern County Raceway.
That is Justin Champagne. We'll take a moment now to talk to your second place finisher here in Wes Graham, up in the booth now with us. And Wes, I thought you were going to get Justin there. I'm going to be honest. When you sent it down to the inside, talk us through it. Do you think you could have done anything different to come out on top here?
Yeah, I could have just went in there and sent it and cleaned them out. But what's the fun in that? I mean, I'd rather be out here and race cleanly than, destroy somebody else's race just to get that win. I mean, it's right there. That's our second runner-up finish in core so far. So just happy to actually finish runner-up here in the next level race and racecraft. Casino, Monty, whatever you want to call it. Man, I mean, big shout out to him. We both took 2 tires on the last stop, and what surprised me, I think what really did us in was Dorman picking the outside on their restart. And I didn't think I was going to be able to keep up with him out of 2 on that last lap, and just tried to center and see if it'll stick, and that was that.
Yeah, and obviously going into the final round next week at Rockingham. My one question for you, we were looking at you on board a little earlier. Do you get motion sick with the VR headset? Because I couldn't imagine in that thing doing 70 laps around a track as fast as Kern. I mean, how you feeling down there?
Dude, I've ran VR for 5 years now. I've been running the old Oculus for a good long time, and it never bothered me to start. The only thing that bothers me is like ATS, like when you're coming up to a stop light or something, stoplight, stop sign, and like you're looking to the side as you're braking, and like your brain still thinks like it wants to go through the windshield, but like you're not moving. So, but yeah, I mean it's fun. It's what I'm used to. I'd love to try triples, but I've been, like I said, I've been on VR for 5 years now. So I mean it ain't nothing but a thing.
Well, either way, you get a second place finish out of tonight at Kern. We'll see you next week at Rockingham. Congratulations on the second place, and thanks for taking a moment to talk with us, Wes.
Hey, thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Second place finisher. And now, Ryan, that'll give us a chance to talk with our final podium finisher of the night. And actually, will be third in points going into the championship battle next week at Rockingham. We'll take a moment to talk with Gabe Wood, who's down with Ryan.
Gabe Wood, so close, yet no cigar. You had a fast race car tonight. You were fighting real hard, but it just didn't look like you had the right lane at the right time. Just looked like you kept getting bottled up. What else did you need tonight to get the win here?
I don't know. Time. It was weird. Um, to get going, I'd get to the next car, get faster. I got up behind Cadell, couldn't really make the move, started getting tight. I actually got tight coming off the corner and hit the wall. I think that kind of messed the car up a little bit, but I think it drove pretty much the same. Fly got around me, and then when the caution came out, Wes had just got around me. So, I don't know, kind of made chicken salad out of chicken, with the caution. I don't know. I was honestly, I knew I couldn't get Wes and I couldn't get Champagne, and I didn't want to wreck them. So I figured I'd just let Champagne and Wes duke it out and try and hold the bottom and see if I can get them to slip up in front of me. But it just didn't happen.
Well, at least you could take solace in the fact that this race, all the solid results you've had this season, it puts you in third in the point standings here. Hopefully you can find a little bit of solace in that. But what kind of confidence does a run like tonight, being able to run in the front, fight for the win, going into some of these last races here next week?
Yeah, I've always been good at the short tracks. I've been getting a lot better at them, especially with the core guys. I think going into Rockingham, I've always liked Rockingham. We'll see what comes about it, but I don't know. It's just a fun league to be in. Fun to be able to run up front. I really wanted that win. Son of a bitch, I wanted to win.
Well, Gabe, at least you could take solace in the fact that you had plenty of speed. That core win is coming. Thank you for taking time with us tonight.
Yeah, no problem. Real quick, I do want to thank Tim Woodward and the guys at Eclipse Claim Consulting. They're an insurance adjuster out of Texas. They've done a lot for me here lately. They've been one of our real life Xfinity sponsors, and they're supporting me now on iRacing. So shout out to them. I know those guys are watching. Tim said he loves watching his logo on stuff. So hopefully he got a little bit of TV time tonight.
Heck yeah. Well, thank you, Gabe Wood, for joining us here tonight. Caleb, final thoughts?
Yeah, we do want to take a moment to look at our updated points going into the final 2 rounds at Rockingham, which will be next Wednesday night here on ftf.gg. But again, Justin Champagne has pulled this sweep off at just about the perfect time. Take a moment to get him up, but I can run you through them just right here. There you go on screen. You can see Justin Champagne with your points lead obviously expands that lead, though, from 25 points to 43 with a not so great round from Garrett Smithley, who, I mean, just had the wrong caution come out at the wrong time. We never really got a chance to reflect on that incident, but he had a huge wreck in turn 3 and actually did a fantastic job to rebound from it. Gabe Wood, though, who we just spoke to, is third in points, 52 points back. So, I mean, if Justin Champagne has just a horrendous race, I mean, there could be something there. But drive through Jonathan Cadell, your top 5, both of them 66 and 67 points back. But Champagne has done just a perfect job to expand this points lead at the right time. He hasn't finished outside of the top 10, only finished outside the top 5 once, as you can tell right there on your screen. So, I mean, it's been close to domination for Champagne so far this year, and hoping to close it out with a Summer Series championship. Our very own Ryan Vargas there. You can see him running 6th. I know you're probably looking forward to Rockingham, trying to nab some spots.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. It's been a fun year here in the Core League, getting to run the Summer Series here with the straight stocks. It's been an absolute blast racing these race cars. These guys put on a heck of a show. And, you see right there the points battle. While it is a bit of a big gap from first to second, it's not insurmountable. It's going to be a really interesting battle coming next week.
Yeah, well, oh, here we go.
Hey,
me and Vargas right here. Yeah, but no, again, yeah, Rockingham, it's going to be fun next week. And I can't believe we're already wrapped up, really, with the final week next week from The Rock. But I know it's been a lot of fun up here in the booth to watch. Ryan, I hope you get back down into the cockpit next week to hopefully mix things up, rather. But that'll pretty much do it for us here on ftf.gg tonight. Real quick before we go, though, just want to take a quick moment to, again, thank our sponsors who make the Core Summer Series possible with ftf.gg, Messer Media, who is the official photographer of the Madhouse, Bowman Gray Stadium, Gabe Wood, who paid to finish 3rd tonight, hoping he can pick up that win sometime soon, Richmar Florist, again, for all their support hopping on for the rest of the season, and, of course, our presenting sponsor, in simrapmarket.com. Again, for all they make possible, for the drivers that show up every week to support us and put on great races, and to all the fans who watch along with us in the booth every week for some of the best racing on the service. I will never not say that this is some of the most fun that I think you'll ever see on iRacing from everybody involved. But either way, that'll do it for us here tonight. For myself, for Ryan Vargas, for Drive-Thru, who hopped in the booth at one point, for Cisco, who did a lap narrated with us. We would like to all thank you for coming out tonight, having a great night with us. And we will see you next week at Rockingham for the Core Summer Series presented by simrapmarket.com finale from Rockingham. Thank you again so much for watching, and we will see you next week.